Hi guys, it's Navida Dolopo, your licensed acupuncturist in Laguna Hills, and today I'm making my 79th video. We're going to be talking about something that just kind of came out of the blue this morning. It was from a patient who's coming in for, she's going to start coming in for fertility, and she decided to change her appointment to Friday instead of today because somehow she found out online from whatever website, and I'm sure it won't take me a long time to try to find which website or websites that say you shouldn't get acupuncture while you're on your period. Sorry guys, I'm sorry I had to say that, but this is obviously for women. But if you are a gentleman and you want to get your, your partner, your wife to come in for acupuncture, whatever you read, and I don't want to get into this argument regarding schools of thought with other acupuncturists, but I'm just going to say, in my opinion, in my practice, and also as a patient, I do not abide by that. I'm sure there's quite a few classic books that will say, don't get acupuncture while you're on your period. So I started receiving acupuncturists when I started studying Chinese medicine in 1994. And let's just say if it is in the classics, which I'm sure it is, and I've read it, I'm sure I have, but if that's the case, how many of those books were written by women? I'm a woman. I'm turning 45 next week. I started receiving acupuncture since I was 20, and there's not one cycle ever in the last 25 years that I haven't gotten acupuncture during my period. And not only that, I felt better whenever I got a treatment during my period. So I shared with the woman some of my case studies, and she wants to come in for natural fertility. And if you go to both of my websites, moveyourqi.com and committedtobetterme.com, you'll see I have a lot of testimonials regarding women whom I have helped in regards to natural fertility. So I'm going to take this opportunity right now while I just saw my last patient, so they're in treatment. I'm going to read as many testimonials as possible on this video so then I have it on record that I'm all about getting acupuncture during your period. That's not to say that you get an intense treatment. That's not to say that it's the same treatment as you get when you're, ovulating. Obviously, it's very different. But I have never abided by this concept that you don't get acupuncture during your period. I followed Dr. Richard Tan for, since 2006. If he felt that way, I never heard it. So even if he felt that way, I don't practice that way. So it's probably one thing that I would disagree with on him, but I'd never heard him who, we committed students to Dr. Tan revere him as Grandmaster, Dr. Richard Tefu Tan. So my master, never verbalized that to me. I sat in so many classes and I never heard him say, don't do acupuncture during the menses. But whatever the case that he believes in or any of my colleagues believe in, something that I strongly believe in is that you can get acupuncture during your period. And if you want proof, just go to both of my websites, which I'm going to go through right now. And I'm going to go through some of those testimonials just to prove my point because, I don't specialize in natural fertility. I don't specialize in fertility, but I have a lot of babies and a lot of case studies that so many stories that aren't even on testimonials. Like they're busy with moms. They're busy being moms that they haven't gotten to the point to write their testimonials. So just because you don't see a testimonial doesn't mean that those are just my case studies. I have a lot more case studies. So bear with me. This is going to be a video that's going to highlight not just quite a few of the testimonials that are on both my websites regarding natural fertility, and also on hormonal issues and also on menstrual issues, but I'm going to give my 2 cents. So I'm not just going to be stating, reading from these case studies and these testimonials. You'll hear a few things. We'll start with Yelp number 194, And it's on my committedtobetterme.com website. Natural fertility, post-cancer, pregnancy care, safe delivery by Lauren. She lives in Costa Mesa. She wrote it last October 2017. I was looking for an acupuncturist in Orange County, and I heard about Anna by several people who had either been to her personally or had heard about her through someone else. I heard that she was amazing and definitely the person to see. My goal with acupuncture was to achieve overall well-being, but also for fertility. I was diagnosed with cancer about 8 years ago, and I was told that there was a 50% chance that I would be able to get pregnant on my own after the chemotherapy. I began seeing Anna in December 2016, and within just 3 sessions, not only was I feeling better mentally and physically, but I found out I was pregnant in January 2017. So hers was a quick case because she said it took 3 treatments. I saw Anna throughout my entire pregnancy. My visits ranged from weekly in my first trimester, then varied in my second and third trimester. I never experienced any severe morning sickness, and I was able to maintain a decent amount of energy throughout my pregnancy. And then it goes on. I believe in Anna's work 110% and would highly recommend her to anyone looking for an acupuncturist. And she talks about some other things. Hers is a very straightforward testimonial. I love that testimonial. One thing that I want to say about it is that we worked on a lot of anxiety. And when I'm working on anxiety, I pay attention to the emotions and I pay attention to where they are in their cycle. That's how I am with precision in regards to a woman's health. How they're feeling. I am more concerned with how they're feeling emotionally than how I feel about, whether or not they're on their period. Yes, it does matter that they're on their period, and they will get a treatment while they're on their period. But I'm not going to be like, don't come in, it's your period. I'm going to give them a treatment specifically catered or tailored to what's going on during their period. Do they have cramping? Are they emotional? Are they okay? Do they have any cravings? Do they have any mood swings? The other point that I'm going to make regarding that particular case was that I treated her throughout her pregnancy. I have a particular way on how to treat on first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and from 40 plus days. So also another thing when I hear women say, well, I heard you're not supposed to get treatments during the beginning part of your pregnancy. That is absolutely not true. If you know what you're doing, you can treat the woman throughout her pregnancy and it will all be safe. So, revisiting the whole reason why I'm doing this video. When I heard from the woman, now she said, I know better because I kind of schooled her with how, no, you can get treatments during your period. I have been receiving acupuncture for 25 years. I am now my primary acupuncturist. I love getting acupuncture from other people, but I have 3 kids now, including a 1-year-old. It's time consuming to go see other people for something that I can do myself. So I see other people when I need other things that I cannot do for myself. So when I am on my period, I treat myself, and I know exactly how to treat myself. And I know, if I have any cramping, I'm revisiting. If I'm emotional, if I'm just tired, if I need more sleep, if I'm cranky, whatever the case is, we have our different issues going on during our period. Again, I'm a female. I've been receiving acupuncture for 25 years. I've been doing acupuncture for going on 20 years now. There's not one patient, including this patient who was diagnosed with cancer 8 years prior and survived from it. There's not one patient that I've said, you can't get acupuncture while you're on your period. Let's go to the next natural fertility case. Let's talk about this one. Natural fertility Korean twins. This was a big deal to my patient because, especially the father, because he's Korean and he said Korean twins just aren't the norm. So he was so proud of our work together. I treated him and I treated his wife at the time. One of my best fertility testimonials ever. I posted this January 21, 2015. This was a repost. Anna, I think I should be your spokesperson on this topic. Can you say daughter and twin boys within 15 months? I treated the wife at the time, their first child, 15 months older than the twins. And again, I treated according to what was going on in the cycle. And I know I might have treated during the period. My wife and I talk about this all the time since the only X factor for the both of us was your biweekly acupuncture. Biweekly means they were seeing me any time of the month. So what that means that I did not call the mom and say, hey, don't come in. I treated her during her period. Now, this is what I like to see. The first thing, I wrote down, now this is what I like to see the first thing in the morning. It was a testimonial with a picture of the girl and her twin little brothers. I'm going to jump to my other website just to keep things a little interesting. I'm going to go to moveyourchi.com, and I still I have two websites because the moveyourchi.com was my original website, and there are a ton of testimonials there, and I just kind of want to leave that one alone. I'm going to go to the menstrual issues page because this is a long testimonial that I'd like to read. I've written more than one review praising Anna's talents as a healer. This one's regarding menstrual issues. Until recently, I had never experienced a regular menstrual cycle. By the time I went on Depo-Provera, birth control at the age of 19, my body had not once bled in a timely, healthy fashion. In fact, it was one of my main reasons for choosing the shot, which eliminates menstruation altogether. Fast forward 11 years to my 20th rotation around the sun, my focus on health in full swing. I had been seeing Anna for nearly 2 years. One thing that became more and more important to me was reducing the number of chemicals in my body. So I decided to stop taking Depo. I hadn't had a period in over a decade, and it was time to reclaim my womanhood. Having studied Eastern theories about women's health, I knew I needed to make some changes. I was off Depo for a year before Anna and I spoke about a treatment plan. She lived 40 miles away from me at the time. She talked about acupuncture being a serious investment in her health and in her future. But after telling her exactly what I needed, she said, you have my time, my trust, and my money. It has been nearly 2 years, and I'm amazed at the changes. I menstruate every 35 days. This transformation has not been without serious battles, however. At first, I bled every 15 days and had severe symptoms, including dramatic emotional fluctuations, physical soreness, and debilitating anemia. Anna fought for my health, and we got past those major hurdles. Now I am free from anemia, and the remaining symptoms are mild. About 6 months ago, I stopped seeing Anna regularly because of a new job in Los Angeles, but have recently committed to treatments 3 to 4 times a month. Yep, I drive over an hour home from work and then 45 minutes south to see her. Don't forget the 45 minutes back, too. My health is worth it, and she is worth it. The time away from my home, dog, and my boyfriend and other commitments is what I need to make sure I can be a good roommate, parent, friend, and partner. I look forward to soon having a 30-day cycle without any symptoms. I have faith in my body, faith in those needles, and certainly faith in Anna. Thank you for all you do, Anna. And then she talks a little more. But the thing about that is she mentioned in her testimonial that there were quite a few things, and if you heard her, there were a lot of hormonal fluctuations when I started focusing on getting her period regular. Not once did I say, L, you cannot come here this week because you're on your period. So you see what I had to do, and you see the results, and that is another testament on why it is okay to get acupuncture when you're on your period. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about this because, I'm a very busy person, and I try my very best to stay very busy in my acupuncture practice. And when a person cancels last minute, I totally understand. We all have lives. But when it's for something that a person read online saying, I can't do acupuncture with you today because I heard you can't. I read online that you can't do acupuncture when you have your period. That is simply ridiculous. And if you're an acupuncturist and you feel that way, all power to you. If that's how you practice, I'm not going to sit here and argue my Chinese medicine is better than your Chinese medicine. You're correct. I'm correct. Fine. Live that way. Practice that way. And I'm not going to argue with you. If that works for you in your practice, by all means. In my practice, however, I don't follow that. I have not seen any negative responses at all from myself or from the thousands of patients that I've treated since 1999 when I treat them during your period. If anything, it caused them great relief, great happiness, pure bliss, just lying there with the needles to relax. I'm treating the current woman in the 21st century. I'm treating teenagers. I got my period around age 11, 12. We're talking 21st century. We are treating women right now, women who own businesses, women who run families, women who are VPs and CEOs, and they also drive around kids, or they have help, or they're full-time homemakers and they're driving everyone around. It is a lot more complicated now being a woman than it was thousands of years ago. So you can go there and quote the books and the classics to me, but the women then were different than the women now. Our needs now as women are different. And if you want to say, well, it can cause infertility issues, I don't know if that's the case, but don't even throw that at me, because I have 3 children. I have 14, 8, and 1. And the reason why I'm reading some of these testimonials, which I'm not going to be able to get through all of them because it's 1:21 and I got to take out some needles by 1:29. But my point is, I have so many testimonials regarding natural fertility. And these women were able to get treatments from me or receive treatments from me during their period. So moving on, I'm going to read a testimonial again from the moveyourchi.com website. Let's go to fertility. So if you go under moveyourqi.com, and if you go to testimonials and you click on fertility issues, you'll see quite a few there. I'm just going to choose the first one. Anna is truly a godsend to us. After our son turned 1, my husband and I planned on trying for a second child. It took almost a year on our own to finally get pregnant, and sadly that pregnancy ended in a miscarriage. My doctor said it would be okay to start trying after my next menstrual cycle. We were able to get pregnant again, but sadly that pregnancy ended with a second miscarriage. My doctor told me, because of my age, 39 at the time, I only had a 30% chance of having a viable pregnancy. I was devastated. I wasn't sure if I wanted to try again, and because I was so traumatized with the past experience with the miscarriages and the news, that I only had a 30% chance of having a viable pregnancy. Before I move on, she had a baby, she had 2 miscarriages, and now her doctor's telling her, look, you're 39 years old, you've had 2 miscarriages since your first pregnancy, since your first baby. There's a 30% chance that if you ever get pregnant again, you'll have a baby that will survive, or at least go to full term and be a healthy baby. My husband and I prayed and prayed for an answer, and what came to light was Anna. I called Anna and asked her if she can help us. She told me to go on her website to watch her videos and testimonials regarding fertility. I do that with every one of my patients because I want you to know what to expect when we work together, because I'm very serious about helping you become a mom. I do not have a 100% success rate, and I know the amount of money that you're going to invest and the time you're going to invest in me, and the most expensive thing you're going to invest with me is your hope. And I want you to at least know what to expect, because, I'm not God. I don't have a 100% success rate, and it does break my heart when I can't deliver, but I have a very high success rate, and when I can deliver, it's amazing. I have a few women that just delivered. One woman came in yesterday, and she gave birth a few weeks ago, and it made my heart melt just to know that she's doing well, the baby's doing well. And same thing with some of my other moms who are referring other women right now to help with natural fertility. One woman drove down from Diamond Bar yesterday, and she was referred by another woman whom I helped her get pregnant with her second child, and she would like to be a second-time mom as well. So returning to this testimonial, after doing so, she watched my videos, she read some of the testimonials. I felt confident that Anna could help us. I was seen once a week, and each treatment was different based on where I was on my cycle. There, she said it right there. Anna was able to normalize my menstrual cycle within 4 weeks of seeing her. Throughout each treatment, Anna provided confidence, support, and positive energy in capital letters. She gave me hope. After approximately 12 treatments, Anna told us we were ready to start trying, and within the first try, we were pregnant. I was still so very scared. I was extremely anxious at my OB appointments as I went in for checkups and ultrasounds. Anna knew my anxiety and always kept me positive. With each checkup, I had great reports. Our baby's heart rate is strong. The ultrasounds looked great. I continue to see Anna weekly, not only to keep my baby and I strong, but for my own mental sanity. Anna's own spirituality and energy continue to give me hope and strengthen my faith. I continue to see Anna every week up until my 20th week of pregnancy, then saw her every other week, which is what I advised her to do. Up until your 20th week, I want to see you just once a week. Unless you have health issues, then come as frequently as possible. And when you are 20 to 36 weeks, I'd like to see you every other week. Unless there are health issues, then come in as often as possible. I had an easy pregnancy, no nausea, no vomiting, no major discomforts. When I had mild complaints of fatigue, sciatica, gas, acid reflux, and insomnia, I would tell Anna, and after treatments, I'd be symptom-free within less than 12 hours. That's what I mean about being aggressive. I don't want my pregnant women coming to see me just when there are symptoms. You come aggressively. You come as daily as possible because I can get rid of the issue quickly. I'm going to go to my own pregnancies. My first one, I was so afraid to treat myself. Then, 6 years later, I had my second. My nausea with my first lasted 5 months. My nausea with my second lasted 2 weeks because I treated myself daily. My nausea with my third lasted 5 days because I treated myself daily. I treated myself almost daily with my second and third. I would tell Anna, and after treatment, I'd be symptom-free within less than 12 hours. Because when you do acupuncture correctly, whether you're on your period, anytime during your cycle, wherever you are in the pregnancy, if you treat correctly, you can get rid of the issues very quickly. Same way as I love treating pain. When you have pain, come in as aggressively as possible. Be aggressive. Go every day. If I have pain, oh, trust me, I'm treating myself like 3 times a day in order to get rid of the pain. I don't mess around. As you can probably tell from my personality, I'm a very intense person, and that goes into my treatment. I'm very compassionate. I believe I'm compassionate, and I want my treatments to show compassion, but I also want the treatments to get rid of whatever ailments and suffering a person is enduring. I am a 40-year-old woman. As I write this, I'm staring at my beautiful, healthy, strong baby daughter who was born full-term naturally at 40.3 weeks. I thank the Lord for my blessings, and I'm so thankful that Anna has helped me in so many ways throughout this journey. I cannot express enough how much heart Anna puts into her work and with clients. I'm so grateful to Anna for her expertise in Chinese medicine along with her love and support. Anna is a very knowledgeable practitioner and is exceptional at what she does. We are truly thankful for her gift of healing. So I actually have to take out some needles now. There are quite a few testimonials regarding natural fertility on both of my websites. This is now, I think, my 8th or 9th video on natural fertility. This one stemmed from this notion that I don't agree with, that you can't get acupuncture during your treatment. I'm now going to embark on the next 25 years of receiving acupuncture. I'm going to be 45. I'm probably going to have another 5 to 7 years of having a period. And in none of those years am I going to say, oh, I shouldn't treat myself while I'm on my period. Or in none of these years, I don't know how many years I have left to treat as an acupuncturist, but I plan on treating for a while. And in all the years that I'll be treating women, I'm never going to say, well, don't come in when you're on your period. I always ask, where are you in your cycle? Because I'm going to treat you according to your cycle. And if you're on your period, it's going to be a lot different than where you are in your ovulation, right before your period, during your period, right after your period. Those are all different phases, and we have to honor every one of those phases. But never in my practice am I ever going to say, I can't treat you. You should not get treated because you're on your period. So there is a way that I treat. I am more aggressive mid-cycle on. But, now you know how I feel. And I hope to never hear that again. And if there's an acupuncturist that's watching this from anywhere around the world and you strongly believe that a woman should not get treated during her period, okay, that's cool. And that's how you practice. And I'm not going to disagree with you because you believe in that. And you probably have some evidence as to why you should never do that. I've been practicing since 1999. I've never had any negative impact from giving a woman, myself included, and I've gotten treatments from other people during my period. I've never had a negative experience. Again, acupuncture for the 21st century woman is totally different than acupuncture for the woman 6,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 100 years ago. It's totally different. So we need to treat the woman for what she's going through now, okay? You have women that are just really, so powerful. And if she's going through stuff during her period, treat her. There's no harm, in my opinion. Okay, so visit me on the web, moveyourqi.com, committedtobetterme.com. My phone number, my landline is 949-305-1703. You can text me on my cell at 619-341-4341. You can schedule online or you can schedule with me. If you text me at the 619-341-4341, give me your full name and your email address, and I will schedule you. I'm taking December 19 off. That is the day I turn 45. I'm very excited about that. Another year in the books. 44 was exceptional. I wish all of you, I hope your Hanukkah was great. I wish you a great Merry Christmas. And I pray that all of you are safe during the holidays. All right, take care.